For those of you who know me, you'll know that I have a particular fondness for Greek mythology. My love for Greek mythology is deeper than just the figures and the stories. I'm deeply interested in the analysis of myths and their ability to be learned from and used to this day. That said, I cannot stand misinterpretations of a magnitude similar to how some people consider the story of Hades and Persephone. See, Hades and Persephone are often portrayed favorably as, at a surface level, the two have a compelling dynamic. Hades, the dark, brooding old man stuck in the underworld, and Persephone, the bright, joyful woman playing in a meadow, is admittedly attractive as a concept. There are elements of forbidden love, enemies to lovers, opposites attract, you name it. Stripped of context, it can be intriguing. And if you are ignorant to the volumes of stories written about them in a positive light, I envy you. There are some interpretations I can tolerate, mind you, but a majority of these stories depict them in a grossly different manner than how they were depicted in myth. Because it's worth noting that the way it's portrayed in popular media is very far from the truth. And in this video, I intend to elucidate the story for anyone who continues to get it wrong. We get our reference to the story in the Homeric hymn to Demeter, as the story of the kidnapping also happens to be the catalyst for a lion's share of Demeter's own role mythology. In this story, we open with Persephone hanging out with a few nymphs in a meadow. Persephone, interested in a particular narcissus, the flower, went away from the group to pick it up. It is here that the hymn says that Hades seized her against her will and dragged her into the underworld. The author makes a few key details known about this, especially that Persephone screamed and that no one heard her. Pretty romantic, right? Demeter is rightfully angered by the disappearance of her daughter and, unable to find her in the meadow, finds her way to Hecate, the goddess of magic, who offers to help Demeter. From here, they speak with Helios, titan and charioteer of the sun. Helios, being able to see everything from his chariot in the sky, relates in detail how Hades took Persephone. Shockingly, Helios also told her about how Hades had been given permission by Zeus to take Persephone. You see, Hades had told Zeus prior that he liked Persephone, and Zeus was all like, yo, that's a child, and Hades was like, I don't care, and Zeus was like, dude, you are so awesome right now, man, I could marry you myself. Go ahead, man, take my daughter, but make sure you do it on the low, because D-Mommy's a little bit of a B-word, man. Angered and distraught, Demeter took leave from her duties as a goddess and traveled around Greece. Safe to say this was not a good thing. See, as the goddess of harvest, her responsibility is to make sure that the earth can support, sustain, and produce life. And with Demeter on a weird form of maternal leave, life just stopped growing. It was the first and probably the most brutal winter. 9 days pass, and Zeus finally relents to Demeter's anger. Or perhaps he relents because mortals were dying, which means there were no juicy sacrifices for the gods to sustain themselves on, which is pretty important to Zeus. So, Zeus grabs his favorite son, Hermes, to go get Persephone. Now, in the underworld, Hades suspected that Demeter would do something like this. It was so like her, bro, ruining all the good stuff. So, Hades gave Persephone a few pomegranate seeds from the underworld, forcing her to eat a few so that she would always need to come back to the underworld. Hey, editing Kirsten here. Just want to let you guys know that in Greek mythology, there's a plot device that if you ate anything from the underworld, you were forced to stay there for however long, because sometimes it was forever, sometimes it was like for a few months, like in Persephone's case. For Theseus, it was a few years. We don't really know what the logic is. Fuck you, life isn't fair. Back to the video. In some interpretations of the myth, Persephone ate 4 or 6 pomegranate seeds, one for each of the months she needed to stay in the underworld. So that was the story of Persephone and Hades. As you can tell, the story wasn't all cookies and cream, but in later myths we also see that Persephone and Hades are a little bit more on equal footing when Persephone grows up. And in Greek mythology, growing up as a god is pretty hard. I mean, most gods never change. The original video was about 5 minutes longer than this. There's no real good way to end this, so I just want to say